Hey guys, I'm Coach Mike, and here's one Kimura attack you've probably never seen before. Let's look at it standing so you can see what's happening before we get to the ground. We get our Kimura grip, and I'm going to tuck his hand behind my hip. That's why we call this the hip Kimura. Let's look at the ground now. Let me show you how we found this position. Cole's going to start attacking my back here. During this back attack, I get over his leg, and I get my Kimura grip on his arm here, right? Anytime we're in this position, I can use my belt or I can use my own lapel to trap his wrist to my body. I started calling this the gi mura because I'm doing a Kimura with my gi. To finish it, I just need to get over his bottom leg. I need to get my back pretty parallel with the ground. I'm gonna bridge up and start rotating my body side or this direction to get our Kimura finish here. Now, this works pretty well. If he can straighten out his arm a little bit, I start losing control. If he gets his elbow out, I lose control here. However, if I can get his hand tucked behind my hip, none of that's gonna matter anymore. I'm gonna grab my own hip or my own belt here, making sure his elbow's bent, making sure my hand is trapped, or his hand is trapped behind my back. Now I'm gonna do like I'm a little teapot motion, where I'm just going to the side here. With his arm trapped, I scoop under his leg to prevent him from turning in. I lift up just a tiny bit, and I start rotating towards his legs here to get the tap. Now, I have to make sure he can't straighten out his arm. I do want to lift my hips up a little bit, but not enough for him to straighten his arm out of there, right? If he does, I'm gonna lose the position. Now, sometimes we can get a straight arm bar. If he does straighten it out, I get his arm trapped behind my leg, and I could finish a straight arm bar there, but we don't want that. We wanna keep it trapped behind our back. Now, let's look into 3 ways I like attacking it. Number 1 is from top half guard. I love the Kimura. I love any Kimura trap. Anytime I grab it, I'm trying to scoot out to this T position here, but we can shortcut that and go straight to our hip Kimura. From half guard, I grab the Kimura, I flatten out my shoulder. Now, rather than trying to take my right leg out, I'm gonna slide my left knee through the middle over his wrist. I wanna get all the way so my hip is on the ground. Once my hip is on the ground, I'm gonna start scooping under his leg, both feet on the ground. He's already feeling it. I want to lift my hips up and start rotating this way. Sometimes we'll get the tap from the shoulder, sometimes we'll get the tap just from the pressure on the chest here. Another way I like to get it is from that T position. So let's do it this way. So I go for my Kimura trap. This time I roll all the way to the T position. Now if I want, I can backwards roll right into position here. Hip on the ground over his wrist. Scoop under his leg. Now, sometimes he might try to choke you, right? He has this free arm to reach around, just ignore it. Eventually, I'm gonna get choked here, but in the past 6 months of doing this, never once got choked. You can go ahead and keep it. I'm gonna scoop under, choke's not there. Now, the third way I like to hit it is from the turtle position. It pulls into turtle. My favorite thing to do here is just flip him over into the T position, but we can go right into the hip Kimura from there. Let's go this way just a little bit. I get my Kimura grip. This time I'm gonna slide all the way off. So that way I have his arm trapped right here. Now, I'm gonna put my back on the ground close to his legs here. I don't wanna be too far away because he can straighten out his arm. I need to get close. I'm gonna force him into a back roll, and I'm gonna hook his leg so I can use that to pull myself over right into position. Scoop under his leg, get our tap right there. The hip Kimura.